Alrighty guys, what's going on? This is the Buck Commander. In this commentary I'm going to be talking a little bit as to how you can do better on exams and tests in general, because I do know exams are coming up for a lot of you guys if you haven't had them already. And if you did have them already, you're going to have some at the end of the year anyway. So I'm going to give you guys some tips that I use. But about the gameplay really fast and where I've been for the last 6 days. The PlayStation servers were down, if you guys don't know, so I wasn't able to really record a gameplay. And that's that. And then a little bit of the gameplay really fast. I'm using the Vector K10, and I think this gun's really good if you just put the ride down. I think I'm using fast mags. I don't really know, but this gun, if you put a silencer on it, I think it's just one of those guns again, like the MSMC, like that just really gets downgraded if you put a silencer on it. I don't know. That's just me. This gun's. Oh no, I have long barrel actually. Yep, I have long barrel. And you guys should definitely try to set up out. So all right, let's talk about exams though, because that's what this commentary is gonna be about. Now, a lot of people, and I don't know why, but a lot of people freak out over exams. They're like, I don't know, people have freaked out over exams with 3-4 weeks to go. So there's like 21 days or something. Over about maybe a month to go to your exams, and people are freaking out already. They're like, is this going to be an exam? Is this going to be an exam? It's like, yeah, it's going to be an exam. And then they go, oh my god, I gotta go home and study and stuff like that. And honestly, I think I did pretty well in these exams that we just had on Wednesday and Thursday. We were off Friday because of that, and then we're off Monday again. So that's also cool. But I think these exams are fairly easy. I don't think exams are anything that you guys should be afraid of, because if you pay attention in class, you're gonna do fairly well. Now, towards the beginning of the year, a lot of you're probably not gonna be paying attention a whole lot, because you're like, I don't know. There's a couple different variables that are be running through your head in the beginning of the year, but like towards like the second, by the end of the first week of school or something, you guys should be in your learning mode or whatever, and you want to pay attention, and you also want to take good notes. Now, I remember I was doing my science. I was going through my science notebook and stuff like that, and some of the worksheet was just those really basic questions. It's like, name 5 good things. Like, it's like, name the 5 things to a good lab or something. And I don't even remember learning that, but I knew it was in my notes, and I know I take pretty good notes. So I went back to my notes, went to like the second page. I'm like, oh, here's 5 good parts to an exam, or 5 good parts to a lab. And I copied that down pretty simply. So, and then another thing is, guys, the beginning of the test, I think, is oftentimes the hardest. Because that's what you learn in the beginning of the year. I mean, that's pretty much how it goes. Because I know in the middle of the year we're not going to learn, what a good exam or what a good lab is if we've been doing that for half a year. But so take good notes and pay attention. Now, another thing with taking good notes is, I guess this falls in line, you want to have pretty good handwriting, because I know for most exams you're able to use a cheat sheet or a note card or something. I know for Spanish I had a note card. For my math class I had a sheet of paper. It just, I feel like they do really well, at least where I go to school. They do really well as to letting you get an upper hand on your exams, and you want to take full advantage of that. But the thing is, I had a note card in my sheet, not all the way filled out, but I had my note card pretty decked out with information on there for Spanish. But I didn't really use my note card. I remember for math, I think it was for math. Yeah, it was for math. It was like the slope-intercept form, and it was, I don't even know, point-slope form, something like that. It was something to do with slope, and there's 2 forms of it. That was kind of like what we learned in the beginning of the year and stuff. So I wrote that down on my note card, and I kind of highlighted it a little bit. I'm like, yep, because I definitely don't know what this is. And that's what I looked back to maybe 5 times or so for the 5 problems we had. So you want to use your note cards, but when you are using them, you're also studying. So when you're writing things down, you're getting that into your head. And honestly, when you're writing stuff on a note card, you're probably not writing it once. You're probably erasing it and writing it smaller or something like that. But when you are writing your note cards, you actually want to pay attention to what you're writing, and that'll come in handy. Also, you guys don't want to take other people's note sheets. I know there's teachers that are like, hand in your note cards and stuff like that, but people don't do that. I mean, they don't remember if you had a note card or not. But if you do take someone's note sheet, I mean, it's not going to hurt you, but it's also really not going to help you, because you don't know what they're writing down. You don't know their handwriting. You don't know where to find it and stuff. So that's just another tip. Don't take other people's note cards. Just write your own. It will help you. I mean, If I didn't write, and here's a stupid death. All my deaths in this game are just stupid, but if I didn't write a note card, I'd probably be screwed because that was about, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, clipping through my notes and writing it down. So I felt like that helped me. Another thing is, you guys really don't, like I said, you don't want to freak out over exams. They're just another test. I mean, they might have 100, 200, 150, 200 questions on them, but for the most part, they should be fairly simple questions. Now, for I think all of my classes that I had, all of my exams were on a Scantron, and I don't know if you guys know what a Scantron is, but it's like a fill in the, it's like a green sheet of paper. You fill in the bubbles. There's only like 5 bubbles that you have to fill in, A, B, C, and stuff like that. So you have like a 20% chance of getting the answer right, which I think is cool. A lot of people don't like Scantrons, but I do because there's a lot of true and false questions. There's a lot of there's like 4 answers and only one of them makes sense questions, because where I go, I'm pretty sure teachers do write the test, because they'll say, like, say your teacher's Mr. Smith, they'll put like what's the best part, I don't know, what's the main part of an atom, they'll put Mr. Smith's dog, I don't know, something like that, for example, not in the same question, but so that kind of increases your chances as well. So I kind of like Scantron. You get your grade back right away, which is also cool, and this War Machine actually does pretty good work here. But so that's kind of what I did for my exams. I didn't really study a whole lot other than doing my note card, and that's because I didn't want to stress out over it. I didn't want to think of it as, a pass or fail. And that's definitely not the case with me, because it's like, even if I did fail this exam, I'd probably go down to a 90 to an 87 or something like that. It's not a big deal. But I'm obviously not going to get a 0% on the exam either. So don't freak out over your exams. Use a note card, and you actually want to study though when you're using your note card. Don't take other people's, because that's ultimately going to hurt you. That's not a really good idea. And I think that's about it. I mean, exams really are nothing to be afraid of. They're just another test, but they're also bigger. That's just the same thing. I mean, the questions, what I found is the questions, well, here, let me break this down for you. Homework generally is put on quizzes. Quizzes are generally put on tests, and tests are generally put on exams or midterms and finals. So another thing is, you really, what I recommend, and what I didn't do, but I wish I did, is look at your tests. Your tests are going to make up, I'm going to say, I don't know, this might be way off, but I'm going to say your tests are like 80% of your exams. If there's 150 questions, say you had 10 tests, I don't even know, but yeah, you might have like, 8 tests or something like that. Just look back at those tests, and it'll help you out. The quizzes are good to look at too. I mean, just look back at your stuff. Save all your notes though. Save all your notes. When you're doing the review packet, it's really important that you do have your notes, because generally they're gonna go in order, and you want to keep your. And here the fucking hunter killer who kills me. I mean, I thought I was getting lucky where it wasn't gonna kill me this game, but it ended up getting me. So that's it, guys. I hope you guys do really well in your exams. If you haven't, taking them, and if you did take them, maybe use these tips for next year, next semester. So my semester's over, guys. I'm really happy about that, because I had some extremely crappy classes that I cannot wait to get out of. I had some horrible teachers, and my school switches teachers at semester end. So, I'm liking my chances for this next semester. I think it'll be good, better than first semester, and that's it. So I hope you guys have a great semester. Hope you guys actually do well in your exams, because they are a little like, oh my god, I want this thing to be over, but when they are over, you're gonna look back and say, wow, that was nothing. I could do that again. It's gonna prepare you for your finals. So yeah, have a good day, guys. I'm gonna cut the commentary here.
RCXD inbound. Hunter killer drone deployed.